I hate Christmas. Now, allow me to clarify that statement. I don't hate Christmas, the holiday itself, although it does sort of fill me with dread and despair. I just hate the way it turns people into raving psychopaths. Now, I worked in retail for about 10 years, where I was working in various shops, in supermarkets, working on checkouts and all that sort of stuff. And the one thing that always glaringly stands out about those memories of those sort of years is Christmas time, because it's like my version of Vietnam, where I think back on it as with a cold dread. Christmas Eve in a supermarket, standing behind a checkout, is like the first 10 minutes of Saving Private Ryan. It's a war zone with bloody corpses and screaming and death and despair everywhere, because everyone is running around like a psychopath. They are trying desperately to get the last of everything in order to get Christmas ready and done for their families, and no one is willing to compromise on anything, so they're just running around like complete loonies. And I don't know what makes it worse is the toxic atmosphere that comes with it. I'll give you an example. A few years ago when I was working at a supermarket, my job was standing behind the checkout serving people, as is like pretty much everyone else's job at a supermarket. But they had in the store a tape that would play over the PA system of Christmas carols. Now, I don't particularly like Christmas carols as it is anyway, but I'm not totally sort of going to burn people's houses down if they decide to play them. They decided to play the same 5 Christmas carols on a completely never-ending loop. And it wasn't traditional Christmas carols. That's what made it the worst. I can't even remember what half of them were, but the one that stands out is that they had this bizarre disco remix of Jingle Bells, which I never confirmed it, but it sounded very much like it was done by Blondie, Debbie Harry. It was awful. It was so awful. And what was worse was, if you're standing behind a checkout for 8 hours a day directly underneath the speaker, listening to this bloody song every 15 minutes, it makes you want to sort of strangle yourself with a piece of the register tape. It absolutely drove me nuts. And I remember that they started that year, they had the carols and the Christmas stuff up from about August, which is ridiculously early even for retail shops. But the stuff was up from August, and they were playing all day, every day from August on until well after January, which was really, really bizarre. And when you've got like 1 million people trying to come through your checkout, and you've got screaming kids, and you've got people fighting over who's got the last ham, and all this sort of psychotic behaviour, the last thing you want is Debbie Harry's bloody caterwauling jingle bell bloody rubbish in the background. It made me want to kill myself. It was just absolute hell. And every other subsequent Christmas Eve and Christmas shift that I had to do in various retail environments had very similar experiences where people were just going psycho. You had the bloody god-awful Christmas carols in the background, and it just drove you bloody nuts. Now, I haven't always hated Christmas and the stuff that goes with Christmas. I used to love it as a kid, and I think in the end it is a kid's holiday more than anything else, because almost everything about Christmas is for the benefit of children, such as Santa Claus and Christmas trees and, I don't know, all the other junk that goes with Christmas. Can you tell I don't celebrate Christmas much these days? I don't even know what the hell I do anymore. A lot of people never realise just how sardonic my Christmas video last year was. I did a video on the One Pot Chef show channel. What was it called? A Very One Pot Chef Christmas. And it was designed to be humorous, but it was also designed to show how my sort of distaste for Christmas. And I'm putting it on my channel as the loop video for Christmas, because it's just, it's funny. I loved it. A lot of people liked it as well. It was just one of those demented little things where I just wanted to do a little Christmas card for everyone on YouTube, but I didn't want to just do some soppy "Merry Christmas, everybody, and I hope Santa brings you a big present." I hate that kind of crap. That makes me want to puke. So, God help me. But yeah, as I said, I mean, that sort of stuff just makes me sort of like, I hate that. So I wanted to do something completely in the opposite direction, and everyone was just so stunned at it, and they loved it. I loved it as well, because it was a lot of fun to sort of, not being a traditional video, it was actually like a slideshow of photographs, and it was a lot of fun doing those photos. But this year, Christmas is very different, and I can't say I'm looking forward to it, and it's not because of the traditional reasons of sort of horrible Christmas carols and people going nuts at the shops. I mean, this year is the first Christmas I'll be celebrating since my mum died, and it's very hard to... I'm going to go all emo here. It's really difficult to imagine Christmas without her, because so many of our family's Christmas traditions are linked up with mum, at least in my memory they are. Things like the Christmas tree at my parents' house, even though it wasn't really a necessary thing because most of the people who come for Christmas are grown-ups now, and we've only got one real sort of child now that's actually sort of the age where sort of Christmas is this magical thing. The Christmas tree always went up. That was mum's tradition. She always wanted to have it up, and it had to go up at a certain time, and the ornaments had to go in certain places, because we always had sort of like, I think a lot of families have that with the ornaments that sort of go in certain places and certain things, and they all have a story behind them. And we're not doing that this year because mum's not there. And we've had to make a lot of different plans for Christmas because, well, mum's not there. And it's really... Even though mum passed away back in February, so what, 8-9 months ago, it's still very raw. And I got the first taste of it back in, I think it was May, when I started seeing all the signs up everywhere for Mother's Day. And that hit me really hard because even though it had been a few months since mum had died, it came back as if it was just the other day when I started seeing Mother's Day stuff everywhere, and it really hurt really badly. And I've got a feeling that that's how this is going to feel for Christmas, because this is the first Christmas since she passed away. So I'm not really sure how I'm going to react to this, but I'm trying to sort of keep it together and try and keep things as happy and lighthearted and normal as they normally are. I'm throwing myself into my cooking for Christmas. I'm doing lots of roast potatoes, and I'm doing some chocolate truffle balls, which I'm actually doing as a Christmas video for the One Pot Chef show, if I can get a chance to actually throw it together. Doing lots of bits and pieces like that. So hopefully, I think everything's going to be okay, and I think I'm going to be able to handle it. It's just sort of... This is getting a little more emo than I intended, but... Yeah. I think I just needed to get that off my chest. Yeah. Anyway, happy thoughts. Yeah, so I've got to do that one video for Christmas on the other channel, for the cooking channel. From that point on, I'm going to be on a bit of a temporary cooking hiatus for the One Pot Chef show. I'm going to be taking a couple of months off and then returning probably late January, early February, and doing more videos, as like more regular videos. But in the meantime, I'm going to be continuing doing this channel, just doing whatever random things just happen to pop into my head like this. So anyway, feel free to stay tuned into this channel and to my cooking channel. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. And in the meantime, I hope you have a fantastic Christmas, lovely New Year. Stay safe, have a drink for me, because God knows I can't. What else? Yeah, just basically have a great time and really treasure this time with your family and your friends, because they won't be around forever, and you really want to sort of make those memories last. So I hope you have a fantastic holiday period. For those of you who don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a fantastic time over the New Year's period. And good luck to you all, and I love you very much. See you later.